purposely didn't pee before this so that I wouldn't talk too long. I have been doing indigenous activism for about 15 years now, and most of it internationally on human rights issues at the UN. And we travel a lot in Europe giving talks with our elders. One time in France, we were in France and I was speaking and I was introduced, and afterwards someone came up to me and said, you know, Lebsock is such a cool Indian name. I just thought, okay, well. And it started here. You know, this was one of the places it started for our people, especially. If you saw any of the videos, the diseases that came with the Europeans was one of the first things to hit us, and that reached as far out as my people, which will lead me to my introduction. My name is Kent Lebsock, as you know. I am Lakota, Tetuan Okshala, Machia, Ina Yoni Hawahieko. My Lakota name is Tetuan Okshala, which actually means son of the nation. In one translation, and another means kind of like bratty kid who goes with the people. That is something that has always been a dream of mine, or a fantasy, or whatever you call it, that we could have had so much incredible interaction, and instead, you know, we had what we had. And that leads into the topic of diversity, because diversity is the natural way of the planet. And we as Native peoples, regardless of what nation we're from or what culture, we know that. We learn everything we know from observing nature. And we have gotten so far away from that today. This, what do they call it, the culture or whatever that we have today worldwide, is really something that is a threat to us as human beings. Not to Mother Earth, which I think is often the misconception, that we're somehow destroying the Earth. The Earth will be fine. If Mother Earth has to get rid of us, she will do it. All of our prophecies from all of our different indigenous nations talk about these times when these weird weather things are going on. It's a warning. And I think that this is another thing we as indigenous peoples have to offer the culture as we try to move forward in a more, quote, green way, and a way that respects the diversity of one another and the planet, which in respecting that diversity, of course, we are also talking about our gender or our sexuality or any of those differences that exist among human beings. My gratitude to this place, because I think that the work you're doing here on the ground, literally, it is critical. It's very important that you, as non-Indian people who are out there, see what we have here. And I think that this is one of the few attempts I've seen anywhere in the world where the authenticity of our people's relationships with one another and relationships with their culture and relationships with the planet is really being demonstrated. So, I mean, I think my first duty is just to thank you for the